Hi, this is Vaughan at westcoatbellpottery.ca in Nova Scotia. I've had to erase the audio on the following video because it was really windy and the actual noise of the wind across the microphone was just too distracting. So this will be a very different type of video for me. Maybe it'll be a little cold, I'm not sure. But I'll try and talk my way through it. So this is October 19th. We still have lots of flowers in the garden. We haven't had a frost yet, which is getting kind of late. So, okay, so basically what I'm talking about here is that this is the landscape pieces that I do, and there's a new oatmeal on top there, which is based on my old oatmeal with just a tiny modification. I've got like 5 different oatmeals, but this is with multiple glazes, bright blue, a couple of oatmeals, apple green, variegated blue, Tenmaku gold, and mouse grey. And it's on 455 speckle from Pottery Supply House, which is in Toronto. And you can tell that because the speckles are not quite as dense as in the number 60 clay from Laguna Clay Company. This clay is the same clay base, but it's on a different combination of glazes where the customer wanted a much simpler version of the plate that I usually do. I usually have like 7 or 8 glazes going across the landscape, and in the one on the right there, it's literally just 2 greens, oatmeal, and blue. Okay, this is one of those whales that I do from slab rolling, and it's in number 60 clay from Laguna. The speckles are a lot denser in that clay body. It's really good for slab build work, and I've used mouse grey, variegated blue, and oatmeal on this piece. Those glazes are mostly in Mastering Cone 6 glaze book, and it worked really good. Stayed really flat too. Okay, these are little sugar bowls that I took an order for. I've made 4 variations of it. It's oatmeal and my bright blue over the top of the oatmeal. The customer wanted them blue, but I like to give a customer more choices, basically. Um, okay, this is the lid for those jars. I fire them on stilts, and as you can see, I put them on a little kiln prop as well to raise them up a little higher if I've got the room in between the kiln shelves. Um, it's just a nice, they don't warp, they just stay fairly flat, as you can see. So there's a little trick for you so you can glaze the entire lid and the rim of the jar. Okay, these are 2 mugs I do for the La Have River Bookshop, which is one of my neighbors. It's a good idea if you're generating a little business to actually hook up with the local bookstores, coffee shops, because you can actually generate some nice steady income that way. These are Tenmaku gold with oatmeal over the top, using speckle clay, probably the number 455 from from Pottery Supply House. And this mug and this one are the matte turquoise glaze that I have with variegated blue over the top and my dark blue glaze over the bottom. Same again here, and it's over the speckle clay again. It's the matte turquoise is very thin, as you can see the clay color through it. And now you get to see the lid for the blue jar. I didn't show you the blue jar coming out actually, but here it is with the lid on. This is how the customer wanted the piece to be. And here's another mug with the mouse brown, which I call mouse grey, and it has oatmeal, and I think there might even be a hint of some variegated blue over this one. And here's another one of the plates, my usual style, with about 7 or 8 glazes going across to create a landscape. That's a nice little mountain ridge in the background there. There's a whole bunch of these, maybe 8 of them in this kiln. These are those little slab-built trays that we make as kiln fillers, and Jackie does most of those. And here's one that's in the shape of a leaf, obviously, and these have got the apple green over the top of the dark red clay, which is why they look a little duller. And this is my favorite little stamp that Jackie has with that fish. And here's that stamp again. It's like a fossil, like a prehistoric fossil. These two mugs are mouse grey with variegated blue and oatmeal over the top, and I did them for the La Have River Books store next to me. It's a good contact to have. And these two are same actually, except the one on the left is actually variegated blue as the primary color with bright blue and oatmeal over the top. And the bottom of it is actually the matte turquoise. But that one on the right is mouse grey with the variegated blue and oatmeal over. And this is a couple of oatmeals with apple green over the top, speckled clay on the right and white clay on the left, more for the bookstore. And a couple more mouse brown, mouse grey with variegated blue and oatmeal over the top. A couple with oatmeals, white clay on the left and speckled clay on the right, but basically the same glazing with the oatmeal with apple green over the top. Another oatmeal over the top of the white number 516 from Pottery Supply House with apple green over the top of the oatmeal. Kind of has a nice sheen on that oatmeal glaze there. I can't remember. I think it's my yellow oatmeal, but not the bright yellow one. And that's my regular oatmeal with the green too. Mouse grey on the left and oatmeal with apple green on the right there. And these are both the same. It's the speckle clay with my regular oatmeal and then the apple green over the rim and at the bottom as well. You can see the speckles there are not over close together, otherwise it would be number 60 from Laguna, but this one is 455 from Pottery Supply House. These two are my oatmeal glaze over the speckled number 60. No, that's actually 455 from Pottery Supply House with just the oatmeal over the top, which kind of comes out a bit yellow. This is an order I have made for somebody who has a special coffee machine and she wants the cups to be a certain height. And the glaze is basically my bright blue with variegated blue and oatmeal over the top. But it's over the iron clay, which is a red that makes it goes a bit greeny turquoise. These are plates that I'm doing for an order. My regular landscape pieces basically, but she wanted a simplified version with just the oatmeal, the greens and the blue, and it was the variegated blue at the bottom. But all these plates are glazed the same. Same again with the apple green and the rutile green, and then variegated blue on the bottom and oatmeal over the top. Same again. And the one on the left is the order, and the one on the right is the way I normally do it. So I think I like the new way, which is simpler. And these are the larger plates. Once again, rutile green, apple green. Two more dinner size plates. There's going to be 9 dinner plates, and I think I did 16 of the small plates. But I only made the 8 like this, I think. Or maybe I made 9. And these are more of those dinner plates in the set. And now we have a few whales. This is variegated blue with bright blue and oatmeal. This one is the mouse grey with some oatmeal sponged over the top of the mouse grey. And this one is variegated blue with some speckled oatmeal. This bowl is actually bright blue and it's variegated blue and oatmeal dipped from sideways to sideways over the top. And then on the inside it was the same three glazes, bright blue, variegated blue, and oatmeal. And then I slip trailed some cranberry and some oatmeal for the lines. More mugs in bright blue, variegated blue, and oatmeal. Same again, basically. Speckle clay underneath, so it's a bit more turquoisey green for the bright blue. There again, speckle clay makes that bright blue go a bit turquoise. This is rutile green with bright blue and oatmeal dipped over the top. And the same on this one. The rutile green is basically some titanium dioxide in it. Same again here. Copper carbonate with titanium dioxide gives you that kind of sort of a, almost, it's not a metallic, but it has a gloss to it that's grayish green, I guess. Same again there, rutile green over white clay, and there it's over speckle clay. It's a sort of grayish green. This is bright blue, variegated blue, and oatmeal. And this fish is Maggie Jerk apple green with bright blue and some matte turquoise. And this one is matte, it's same again, apple green with Tenmoku gold and matte turquoise. This is my copper bronze glaze, which is manganese dioxide basically, and then you've got the jade matte turquoise for the fins. This is my wife's piece, and she, I'm not sure which glaze is, mostly apple green I think, with some matte turquoise and variegated blue. This is the copper bronze glaze again, manganese dioxide based, with some bright blue and some matte turquoise accents on the fins. This is my dark blue glaze, and these are all recycled clay, these fish. So copper bronze for the fins with matte turquoise. The recycled clay did really well in this firing. Another one of Jackie's pieces, my wife's, so bright blue, apple green, and matte turquoise over recycled clay, which is a sort of a mixture of all my clays put together, basically. Jackie uses some great stamps that she has made herself. Tenmoku gold with the bright blue and apple green on the face there. This is one of Jackie's whales. I think there's 4 of these in this firing. And that's she mostly used the bright blue, variegated blue with some oatmeals and maybe a little bit of green in the fish. Same again, variegated blue, various greens and some oatmeal, and there's some yellow oatmeal there on the wave head, little highlights. Another one again, variegated blue, bright blue, dark blue, oatmeal, yellow oatmeal. Tenmoku gold, dark blue, and apple green. The dark blue has got cobalt oxide in it, it's a bit more intense. Variegated blue with mottled bright blue and oatmeal, using a sponge just to dab the glaze on. This is bright blue, which is going a bit turquoisey with the matte turquoise and the copper bronze glaze over the fins. The bright blue definitely has a sort of turquoise look to the blue there, and that's the clay base underneath, which is the speckle clay. Copper bronze glaze again with some matte turquoise. I think that's the only 2 glazes on that piece. A lot of additional pieces of clay added on that. And this is the bright blue and Tenmoku gold with apple green. And I stamped inside the fin, inside the little scales there a little bit with some oatmeal, I remember. So they have a sort of a glow actually for each one of the scales. Same glazes again, actually. Oh, some oatmeals put over the Tenmoku gold on the fins there too. And this is another one of Jackie's that's variegated blue and some matte turquoise and oatmeals. Oh, there's our yellow oatmeal, so you can actually see it. And then apple green over the rest of the fish. This is the same as the bowl earlier in the video, basically bright blue, variegated blue and oatmeal with some slip-trailed cranberry and oatmeal on the inside there. Apple green mugs with dark blue on the bottom and oatmeal on the rims. And I packed the kiln all over again during the rest of this day because I was glazing for a week non-stop, 5 days of glazing, so I have enough to pack the kiln twice. And there's a sink at the bottom there, and you'll see all these out of the kiln at the end of the video, well, the next video that's coming up. So thanks for joining me. It was a lot of glazing. You can see that the wind has calmed down a little bit, but when I started this video it was horrible, so noisy in the audio, so I had to do this strange kind of dubbing over the top of the actual visuals. But still windy, the flag's blowing quite a bit there. Thanks, bye.